Credit Mizzou for winning back-to-back SEC Eastern Division championships, and they didn't do it courtesy of a four-way tie. They won clearly in the wins and loss column by going 7-1 both seasons after they were picked to finish 6th and 4th, and now 4th for 2015 by SEC Media. Mark Rogers TV looking at SEC schedules. We're ranking them 1 through 14. We got done with the ACC. We're eventually going to break down all 66 Power 5 conference schedules and rank them 1 through 66, including Notre Dame and BYU. So one of the benefits of Mizzou's scheduling for the past 2 years has produced an SEC Eastern Division championship. Again, credit Mizzou. They beat the team 7 of 8 both years in front of them. They, however, played lighter schedules. No Alabama those 2 years, no Auburn those 2 years in the regular season, etc. No LSU for Mizzou, while Georgia always gets a date with Auburn, and some of their chief competitors in the division in the East had to play the tougher teams. So Mizzou, again, sneaks by with a pretty relatively easy schedule for 2 different reasons. Number one, they play in the East. The East is not as good as the West. The West won 10 of 14 games last season, and even 2 of those games were by Arkansas, the worst team in the West, playing fairly competitive against Mizzou and against Georgia, the 2 best teams in the East. So for Mizzou, there's a couple things that play into this again. They play in the Eastern Division, the worst of the 2 divisions. They also draw from the Western Division. That Week 14 matchup against Arkansas on November 27th in Fayetteville, and they also have a date with Mississippi State. Arkansas and Mississippi State are possibly top 25 teams. They could turn out to be top 10 or top 15 teams. So I'm not saying that this is a light draw for Mizzou out of the West, but considering Auburn, Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M on down the rung, Mizzou is possibly, we shall see how it plays out, possibly playing the 2 worst teams in the SEC Western Division in Mississippi State and Arkansas. Again, they play in the East, and the out-of-conference schedule is a pretty light touch for an SEC team. Southeast Missouri, Arkansas State, Connecticut. So they get out of the gate at 3-0, or they better get out of the gate at 3-0, taking on, again, Southeast Mizzou, Arkansas State, and Connecticut. Later in the year, they've got a date with BYU in Columbia. The Cougars are formidable, coming off back-to-back 8-5 campaigns. Cougars, a decent non-conference opponent, but not a Power 5 conference opponent and not a top 25 team as we speak right now. So Mizzou, again, plays in the East. They've got a bit of a lighter touch, relatively speaking, with Arkansas and Mississippi State, 2 formidable teams, and then the easy non-conference schedule. So this is clearly the second easiest SEC schedule to Vandy. We will rate the other 12, and we would love to hear from you right here on Mark Rogers TV.